everyone, today I have a body weight workout for you that involves no jumping. That means it's quiet, so this is perfect to do if you're trying to get a workout in during nap time, or maybe you have downstairs neighbors that you need to be considerate of. It's broken up into 3 circuits. In each circuit, I'm going to give you 3 exercises, and you do them for 30 seconds each, back to back. You then rest for 30 seconds and repeat. In the first 2 circuits, we're going to alternate right side, left side, right side, left side. So in total, you will do 4 sets of that circuit. The 3rd circuit, we're not alternating sides, so we're just going to go through it 3 times. In between each of the 3 circuits, I'm going to give you a minute to recover while I give you a preview of the next exercises. This is a workout that I actually did live on my Instagram a couple days ago. Because so many of us are at home right now, I wanted to try to bring that group fitness feel into your living room, so I will be doing live workouts on Instagram. If you're interested, follow me there. As with all workouts, you want to make sure you're properly warmed up beforehand and always listen to your body, modifying or stopping as needed. I have a couple warm-ups on my channel that I have linked to below. Before each circuit, I'm going to give you a demonstration of the exercises so that you know what to expect, and I'll also put little notes of how you could make it harder if you do want to add jumping, or how you could tone it down if you want it to be a little easier. I will also give those verbal modification cues as we go throughout the workout. If you're new to my channel, I don't play music in the background because I want you to be able to listen to whatever you like. So if you don't have a playlist or a podcast or a TV show queued up, you might want to get that going. And with all that said, let's get to the preview of the first circuit. Okay, so we are going to start isolating your right leg. Your right leg is going to be the focus for this whole first set, all 3 exercises. First move is a lunge pulse with a deadlift hinge. So start in a split lunge position with your right foot forward. Let's go. So you're going to kick forward into that deadlift hinge and then give me 1 pulse in that lunge. Make the pulse powerful, okay? Really pump it up and down. Now, balance is, of course, a challenge in this one. So if you want, you can have a chair nearby. And when you do that deadlift hinge, you can keep a hand on it, and that is going to help a lot. Now, notice when I go into that hinge, I'm not locking out my right knee. So there's a soft bend to it, and I'm keeping my hips square to the floor. You're going to come right into your bear plank position. Now your right foot's going to be your base foot. So tuck your toes under and then hover your left leg. Your left leg is going to extend out, kind of like in a bird dog position, and then up to the ceiling as you lift your hips up into a 3-legged dog. So although it's your left leg that is kicking in and out, our right quad is the focus. You should feel it start talking to you, especially when you return to that bear plank hovering position. Final move, right foot is going to be stationary. Step into a back lunge, over to a curtsy, back lunge, and then drive your back left knee up. So it's back lunge, curtsy, back lunge, drive that knee up. Now, if you are looking for something more and you want to add in a jump, instead of standing and driving the knee up, you can hop. I'll show you from the front. Okay, you have a full 30 seconds to rest. So we're going to repeat that same thing. It'll just be the left side. Okay, start making your way into that split lunge position. Your left foot is going to be forward. Right foot back, square your hips, bend both knees. Deadlift hinge, and then that powerful pump of a lunge pulse up and down. Again, a chair can be used for balance. Make sure your hips are staying square to the floor when you do that hinge, and we are not locking out through that left knee. It is soft. Don't worry so much about how high up you're kicking your back leg. Think of leading with the chest and keeping your core active so we keep a nice long neutral spine. Make your way into tabletop. So the left foot is your base foot, left knee hovers a couple inches off the floor, right leg kicks out, and then up three-legged dog. So your goal is to keep the knees hovering the whole time. If you need to modify, I would rather you put both feet down and just do this with both legs than to drop your left knee. Because if you rest your left knee on the floor, it's no longer a leg exercise. Stand it up. So left foot is going to be planted. Step your right foot into a back lunge, curtsy, back lunge, stand, drive the knee up. If you want something extra, you can do a hop instead of just that knee drive. Try to stay low when you move from the back lunge to the curtsy and back again. Weight is in the front heel. All right, you have 30 seconds to rest. So we are going to repeat that one more time on each leg. So you're going to go back to isolating your right leg. Again, I know it's not my right leg, but that's so that when I face the camera, I'm mirroring you. So we got that deadlift hinge and then pump, lunge pulse. Deadlift hinge, pump that lunge pulse. When you do the lunge pulse, don't come all the way up to a straight leg. Final few seconds. Make your way to tabletop. Right foot is your base foot. Hover the right knee a couple inches. It's stacked under your hip. Left leg kicks straight. Left leg kicks up. Hips are lifting and lowering here. When you come back to the bear plank, make sure you're not keeping your butt piked up to the ceiling, okay? Hips come right back to shoulder height so you really feel the right quad working. Stand it up. Let's take it to that back lunge. Right foot is planted. Left foot steps back. Curtsy. Back, stand and knee drive. When you stand to do the knee drive, I want you squeezing into your right butt cheek at the top. Core is active. Again, I'll just show you from the front. So left foot steps back, crosses, back, up. Okay, 30 seconds to rest. We're going to repeat that one final time on the left leg, and then you can check these exercises off your list and we'll move on to our next circuit. Make your way to that split lunge position. Left foot is forward, right foot steps back. Square your hips. Let's go. Hinge it. Pulse. Hinge. Pulse. When you do that hinge, let's just check in. You're not rounding through your upper back and hunching forward. So think broad across the collarbones, nice long neutral spine. Make your way down to the floor, bear plank position. Left foot is your base foot. Left knee under left hip. Right leg is going to kick straight. And then up to that three-legged dog. So our focus is on the left quads, but your core is really active here as well. So as you come back to that bear plank position, let's try to keep our hips level. You're engaging through the abdominals. You're brought across the stand up. Got carried away there. Back lunge, curtsy, back lunge, knee drive. Your left foot is planted. Final few seconds of the circuit. Awesome job. Okay, you have a full minute to recover while I show you a preview of the next 3 exercises. This circuit will be core and upper body focus, especially obliques. And again, we're going to start on our right side. So in a high plank position, you're going to march down onto your left forearm, and then it's going to be right knee to that left elbow. So left forearm down, back to straight arms, right knee, left elbow. So while you're lowering and lifting down onto the left forearm, this is really an exercise for your right arm. It's kind of like you're doing a push-up on that right arm. And then as the right knee draws across to the left elbow, we're getting right side obliques. To modify these, you can do that single arm march down on your knees. You can't really do a crossbody crunch on your knees, so maybe you just stick with the single arm march if you are modifying. Now I want you to drop onto your right forearm, open up into a side plank. You're going to do a top crunch, left elbow, left knee, and then a top kick, left hand to left foot. If you have tight hamstrings, that front kick might not be happening, so just do the crunch for me. Now, while the left half of your body is moving, let's dial our attention into right side obliques. Keep your hips lifted and keep one hip stacked on top of the other. They're square, they're not rolling open. And draw off your shoulders, lay on your back. So we are going to do kind of come into a hollow body hold, and then we're going to crunch, keeping our low back on the floor. And then we're going to come up to balance just behind the sits bones. So it's one low, arm sweep in and out, and then one high. Notice that even when I do the low one, I am keeping my upper back crunched up and off the floor. So we have that flexion through the thoracic spine. "30 seconds rest." We will repeat that on the left side. Now, I don't want you to get frustrated if your shoulders are burning out before your obliques do. Plank work, and especially side plank work, it is a shoulder exercise, okay? So the focus is not just your obliques. Let's make our way to our high plank position. This time you're going to lower onto your right forearm, and then it's going to be left knee to that right elbow. Find your high plank, reach your heels back, knit the ribs together gently, down onto the right forearm, and then left knee to right elbow. Try to keep your hips as level as possible when you do that march. So it's kind of like a push-up on that left side as you lower onto your right forearm. Side plank is coming up, and I want you to try to transition into it smoothly. So don't break your plank. Just come onto that left forearm and open up when you hear the beeps. Left forearm down, open up, top crunch, top kick. So we are keeping the pelvis stable, so we're not rocking open through the hips, and we're keeping them lifted. Now with that bottom left elbow, without actually moving it, I want you to picture you could kind of draw it towards your feet so we get a little bit of lat engagement. I'm going to get you off your shoulders out the beeps. We'll lay on our back. Let's take it to our crunch. Legs and arms extend out overhead. You crunch in, extend, and then crunch up, coming to balance just behind those sits bones. Okay, to modify, just do the crunch, keeping your lower back on the floor. To advance it, you could just do the crunch where you come up to balance every single time. And you have 30 seconds to rest. We're going to go through that one more time each side. Time to make your way back to that high plank position. So you're going to lower onto your left forearm, press up, and then it'll be right knee to left elbow. So left forearm down, straight arms, right knee across to the left elbow. Down, up, one crossbody crunch. When you hear those beeps, again, don't try to break try not to break the plank. I want you to just lower onto that right forearm. Right side plank, open up. If you need to modify these, have your bottom right knee on the ground like a kickstand. Don't rest your hips though, okay? Hips are lifted. One crunch, one kick. Maintaining shoulder cage stability by pulling the bottom elbow in towards your feet without actually moving it. That tension should activate your lats. And let's lay on our back. We have that crunch. So knees start at tabletop. As arms extend overhead, legs extend. Bring your hands in towards your shins. Crunch up. And then crunch staying low. So I am rounded through my neck and upper back, that cervical and thoracic spine, even when I'm down on the floor. That being said, my chin is not touching my chest, so don't tuck your chin too far down. 30 seconds to rest. Okay, we just got to do that one more time. Left side will be the focus, so start making your way to a plank position, hands stacked under shoulders. Reach those heels back, long neutral spine. You're going to lower onto your right forearm, and then it'll be left knee to right elbow. Right forearm down, press back up to straight arms, left knee, right elbow. So if you notice your hips dipping side to side a lot, separate your feet a little wider than hips distance apart, okay? They can even be as wide as your mat. Left forearm drops down, open up into your side plank. Last time you're going to see this exercise. Top crunch, top kick. Holding those hips lifted, engaging through the left side obliques, left shoulder working as well, long through the spine. So reach the top of your head straight towards the wall, whatever wall's behind you. How do I explain that? That did not come out right. In other words, don't tuck your chin to your chest. There you go. Final 30 seconds of this circuit. Let's do that crunch. One low, one coming up to balance on your sits bones or just behind them. Now I want you to do the crunch on the exhale. So exhale, come up, extend out. Exhale, crunch in, inhale, extend. Okay, done with this circuit. You have a minute to recover while I show you our final 3 exercises. So for this final circuit, we're only going to go through it 3 times because we will not be alternating sides. Kind of total body, a little bit of tricep work, core work, leg work. We're going to start in a crab kick position. So come into a reverse tabletop, fingers point forward, palms flat on the floor, spread those fingers wide, broad across the collarbones. One leg is going to be kicked up. You're going to give me 2 tricep dips and then switch feet. 2 little dips, then kick switch. Now, if you want to add in a jump, you can kick switch your legs so that you're just pulsing the triceps once every time those feet kick up. At the beeps, we're going to stand it up. All right, squat with a twist. So you're going to squat down as you come up, opposite elbow to opposite knee. So it's sort of like a vertical bicycle crunch. Now, if you want to add in a jump, you can do a squat jump and then come up and twist. Totally up to you. When you do that squat, weight in the heels, hips slide down and back. Make sure you're not rounding through your upper back, so you're broad across those collarbones. At the beeps, get ready to hold your low squat position. Okay, let's find a low squat, and you're just going to pulse it out at the bottom. Weight is in your heels, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. Now, I'm reaching my arms forward. You can pick the arm position that works for you. They can reach overhead, only if you can do so without puffing out through your rib cage, though. You could also bring hands to heart center. You have under 10 seconds to go. Stay with it. Woo, and shake it out. You got 30 seconds to rest. We're going to do that twice more. All right, start making your way down to the floor. We're coming into that crab kick position. So hands on the floor, fingers point towards your heels, lift the hips up so you're engaging through the glutes. Kick one foot up, 2 tricep dips, switch. Stand it up, squat with a twist. So elbows wide, fingers by your ears. So yes, I want your elbows wide, but not so wide that you puff out through the rib cage. I want you to keep that abdominal engagement. So your elbows can point forward slightly. I just don't want you pulling on the back of your head. Okay, time for that burnout. Find your low squat position, and it's a pulse, up an inch, down an inch. Keep it going. So you're reaching your tailbone long, chest is broad, so there's a gentle engagement through the shoulder blades so that they are not rounding forward. Weight is in your heels. We're not collapsing into the arches though, so there's a gentle lift through the middle arch of your foot, and we keep our big toe down because it is directly connected to your glutes. Shake it out. All right, final time through this circuit, and then you are done with this workout, okay? So think of it this way, 90 seconds of work. You got this. Make your way down to the floor one final time. We got those tricep dips with that crab kick. 2 pulses, switch feet. Open across the chest. Core engaged, gentle squeeze of the glutes. Pulse, pulse, switch. Final few seconds. All right, stand it up. We have squat to that oblique twist, elbows wide, sink down low, come up and twist. As you stand, the stationary leg, the foot that's staying on the floor, I want you to make sure you're squeezing into that butt cheek, but still engaging through the core so that we don't sink into the low back. It's a powerful drive down, up and twist. Make it explosive.
Final 30 seconds of this workout. Find your low squat position, find a comfortable arm position, and it's a pulse up and down. You got it. Right to the end. If it gets to be too much, stand up and then try to sink right back down into this low squat. You're about halfway there. You got this. If you notice your butt getting a little higher, reset, sink back down to the bottom, and then pulse from that low challenge point. Final few seconds. Stay with me. And done. Awesome work.
Hope you enjoyed that workout. If you did, you know the drill. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to jump in for some live workouts, follow me on Instagram. It's just my name, @Nicole Pearce. I'll see you next week.